The curse of the balding king. Let's just talk about this for a moment. We don't need a whole lot of time to talk about it, but we've talked about Prince, what's his name? I'm so American, I just don't care about British stuff. And ethnically, I'm really just not British at all either. I have no connection to Great Britain. I'm sorry. So whatever the king's Prince Henry or Harry or whatever his name is, he's like the same age as me. He's like 36 and he's like what, Norwood 5 on top or whatever it is. We could talk about him. We could talk about any king in the history of the world. Any king. I don't care. Any king ever. Here's something to think about. I know that now we've got technology. We can get a hair transplant or take Propecia and you can kind of save your hair. But what's interesting, as long as there have been kings and rulers who had anything at their disposal in every sinful way, they could have whatever they want. But yet still, what if you were bald? I mean, think about that. Think about having all that fame and power and all the ways that you could. It's sad to think that the way that kings abused people, abused women. They did. They had all of these things, all these worldly things, like King Solomon. But what if you're bald? Could you still appreciate that? Could you still appreciate having everything? And let's make it less sinful. Let's just say that you were very happy and settled in your life. All right? Even at a young, maybe you're only 23. You got out of college, you got your first job. You're making good money. You feel good about what you do for a living. Life is good. You got good friends. You got a pretty girlfriend. Everything's good. But you're balding. You're Norwood 4 or 5 at age 23. I mean, ultimately, is that what happens? Could it be that you have everything but the hair? And does that basically negate everything? Like if you have the perfect life, but you are going through some major balding quick, you're Norwood 4 or 5 by the time you're 30. Or you're Norwood 5 by the time you're 23. Does that negate how good life is? Does that take away from it? Can you have everything? Can you gain the whole world but yet lose your soul in essence when it comes to this? Can you have everything that life has to offer except for hair, and then that just makes things less good? It was even more so though throughout the history of the world, because especially think of all those bald kings there had to have been. I wonder how that made them feel. Did they care or did they not care because, hey, they were the king? And I think of the movie Braveheart. And so like as an American, when I think of like the king as like, I'm not like, ooh, the king, I can't wait to see the king and the prince and his babies. Because I'm American. I don't care about that stuff. But I think of Braveheart, which we've all seen as men. It's a requirement. If you're going to be a man, you have to watch the 3-hour movie Braveheart. And you think about that king. Remember what he did? Like every time a woman was about to get married, she'd go to bed with him, and like that was the thing, and that was the decree. I'm like, and I know some men think that's great, but no, that's evil, man. That's evil. But just this concept of whether it's sinful or not, however much in life, whatever it takes to have anything you'd ever want in life. But if you're bald on top of that, would that negate it? Would that be like it being sick on your birthday? Like, oh, it's my birthday where there's a big party and I'm getting all this fun stuff, but oh, my throat, So, what are your thoughts on that? I just feel that this is worth talking about. Like, how much does being bald negate as great as life could be for you or for other people? How much does balding negate that?